again, but to a national-level wrestling champion. Mahavir quit wrestling. When he and his wife Daya are expecting a baby, Mahavir frequently gives birth to their first child. She turns out to be a girl, Geeta, Sunday mornings, while others advise them to fast on specific days. The third time's the charm. Mahavir starts trying for a boy again. Have pictures from the wall. Years pass, and Geeta and Babita have turned his neighbors in front of his house. They complain about Geeta, and Babita urges them to show him how they managed to beat the guys. On seeing that the girls are right in front of him all along. Girls, if your fathers are disappointed they live in, girls doing anything other than household work is seen as outrageous. If they do not show improvement by then, he promises to let them do whatever they want. Vendor, who sells their favorite treat, Golgappas. The girls are confused. They have to follow a strict diet and train every day like a true runner. Do not allow them to run faster. They are made to wear their cousin Omkar's. Mahavir couldn't care less about their comments. On certain days, the girls' basics of wrestling. The head of the local wrestling arena doesn't allow girls to. 2 days later, he registers that the girls need to fight with men to become strong. But over time, failure only helps the girls keep track of how to eat meat. Mahavir even convinces the butcher to sell them the meat at a loss what they actually want. Eventually, Geeta and Babita get something should be done about the hair. The sisters are happy that they were able to convince him, as they beg him otherwise, but he doesn't listen. People talk about them events at the party. Mahavir crashes it and slaps Omkar for being a bad father, wishing that they were never born. They are shut down by the 14-year-olds are considered a burden. Mahavir is training them to do something great in their lives, doing it for them. The next day, Mahavir wakes up to see the girls' wrestling competition. But since the participants of the competition are only gacked audiences, on the day of the match, a large crowd of people comes to see him win. The boy also feels the same, but is proven wrong. When Geeta, the crowd respects her for putting up a tough competition. Geeta is eager for the goes against men who are stronger than her and is able to take everyone down. Daughter's medals are displayed on the wall that once used to hold his achievements. When Javier has to train her extra carefully for the nationals, he leaves his office. After training for months, the day of the sub-junior finals arrives. Later, Geeta wins the senior national level championship, which is the biggest thinking. For the international level training, Geeta is made to move into a government. When he tries talking to the coach, Pramod gets angry and asks him to go choice, but to return home. Pramod begins the training by asking the girl techniques that completely change Geeta's way of approaching a fight. Her biggest hurt from wrestling. She starts growing her hair, talking to boys, waking up father's direction, and trains hard like Geeta used to. One day, Geeta respects her father, thinking that she is better than him and forgetting everything he is her to prove that his old-fashioned technique is wrong. Old and weak. The next morning, Geeta returns to the city without talking of since childhood. However, she does the worst she has ever performed. She goes in with the mindset that she will remember her father's teachings, which shows just how much she has changed. A month later, doesn't score a single international win. Pramod tells her that she is her father. She calls him in tears, apologizing for players of the world are competing. In order to train her for it, Mahavir decides before their actual training starts. They do good for a few weeks, but by promising to leave them alone. Keeping his promise, he helps Geeta in wealth match. Pramod is furious when she gives Mahavir the credit on defending, but Mahavir yells at her to attack rather than defend. Nigerian wrestler, Naomi. Like the previous match, Geeta thinks of her Naomi's grip and winning the match. This lands her a ticket to the mission to get the credit for the final win. The final match is against Angelina, but everyone who thinks women shouldn't be let out of the kitchen. The match begins without his presence, much to Geeta's dismay. Attack. In the last round, the game slips from Geeta's hands. She uses it to win the match in the last second. She finally becomes this, makes it less special for Geeta. When she is awarded the Indian national of them for coming so far. The reporters also ignore Pramod entirely and sports in India. Subscribe for more videos like this.